Stories and novels of endless mystery. Cleopatra the Seventh hides endless secrets. Who is she really and how did she rule Egypt? How did she dream of controlling Rome? How did her life end in certain death? What is the story of the burning of the Library of Alexandria? Discover all that and more on the Historian channel.
Don't forget to press the like button, subscribe to the channel, and activate the bell button to receive all new updates.
I am Cleopatra. My name carries a long history and deep meanings. My name comes from the Greek language, where it consists of two syllables, Cleo, which means pride, and Patra, which means homeland. So, you can understand that I take pride in being proud of my country. It may seem strange that I have this name, but in fact, there were 6 other princesses before me who had the same name, but none of them were able to make their way to fame and greatness like I did. She reached the pinnacle of power, ruling Egypt and arousing the attention of the entire world.
Cleopatra is not just a name, it is a symbol of strength, intelligence and beauty. My history bears witness to my great career, and the end of my rule and my clash with the Roman powers constitutes the end of the Ptolemaic era. I am Cleopatra, the woman who carries on her shoulders a history full of conflicts and difficult decisions. After the death of my father, Ptolemy XII, in 52 BC, and my accession to the throne alongside my brother, Ptolemy. She married my brother, Ptolemy XIII, but internal conflicts and political interests ultimately led to his death at my hands, making me accused of brutal and merciless murder. This was a turning point in my biography, as my fame reflected back on me in a negative way. Perhaps my story with Julius Caesar is considered the most prominent in my history, as our relationship was linked more to political goals and international interests than to being an emotional relationship. I exploited my relationship with Caesar for the benefit of Egypt, and in return I obtained his military support. Tensions rose with Rome's generals, specifically with Mark Antony, which eventually led to a war on Egypt and my fall into their hands. But in my alliance with Julius Caesar and then with Mark Antony, I was a strong leader and a talented ruler, as I implemented major projects in Egypt, especially in the port of Alexandria, which was a center of trade and science in the Mediterranean. Although my story may seem like a myth, it is concrete facts, indicating the power and influence of my judgment. Cleopatra was not just a beautiful woman who took advantage of her attractiveness, but she was a great ruler who ran a large country like Egypt with wisdom and strength.
Don't forget to press the like button, subscribe to the channel, and activate the bell button to receive all new updates.
The ancient Library of Alexandria, also known as the Royal Library of Alexandria or the Great Library, was one of the most important libraries of its time. It was built by Ptolemy I and was considered a major center of culture and science. The library was founded by Alexander the Great or Ptolemy II, and there are differences of opinion among historians about who built the library. Some of them believe that Alexander had a hand in planning the library during the construction of the city of Alexandria, while others believe that Ptolemy I was the one who built it and ordered its organization. The Royal Library of Alexandria was the first known public government library in history, and it remains considered the largest library of its time. It was founded by the successors of Alexander the Great more than 2,000 years ago to house the largest collection of books in the ancient world, numbering 700,000 volumes, including the works of Homer and the library of Aristotle. Ptolemy I ordered its construction in 330 BC, and generous spending was spent on it during the reign of Ptolemy II, when he expanded it and added annexes to it. The library contained a huge number of books and manuscripts, reaching 700,000 volumes. The fame of the ancient library of Alexandria is due to the fact that it was the oldest public government library in the ancient world, and not because it was the first library in the world. The libraries of pharaonic temples were known to the ancient Egyptians, but they were intended for priests only. One of the factors that made it great was that it contained books and sciences from the pharaonic and Greek civilizations, and witnessed scientific mixing and cultural meeting between the sciences of the East and the West. The importance of the Library of Alexandria is also due to those in charge of it, as every scholar studying there was required to submit a copy of his works, and because it was in the stronghold of knowledge, papyrus, and writing tools in Egypt, it collected what was in the libraries of Egyptian temples and the knowledge they contained. Last but not least, the Library of Alexandria was distinguished by the freedom of its scholars from the taboo of politics, religion, gender, race, and discrimination, as knowledge was there for the sake of humanity, and therefore the scholar visiting or studying there is only asked about his knowledge, not about his religion or nationality. The Library of Alexandria has been exposed to many tragic incidents throughout history. In 48 BC, Julius Caesar burned 101 ships that were lying on the shore of the Mediterranean in front of the library, after being besieged by Ptolemy the Younger, Cleopatra's brother. The flames from the ship fire spread to the library, destroying it. Some historians believe it was completely destroyed in this fire. In 391 AD, the Roman Emperor Theodosius I ordered the destruction of the library, causing severe damage to it. There are those who believe that the library continued after the fire of Theodosius I until the year 640 AD, as some historians promote the idea that it was completely destroyed during the rule of Amr ibn al-Aras in Egypt by order of Caliph Omar ibn al-Khattab. However, some historians deny any connection between Muslims and Amr ibn al-Aras in the library fire, and describe these accusations as a myth and legend, pointing out that Amr ibn al-Aras entered Alexandria in the year 642 AD, and at that time the Library of Alexandria did not actually exist. It appears from historical books that the library fire was not referred to in the works of the ancients such as al-Yaqubi, al-Baladuri, Ibn Abd al-Hakim, al-Tabari, and al-Kindi, or even in the history of writers who came after them such as al-Makrizi, Abu al-Muhassan, al-Suyuti, and others. The inauguration of the new Library of Alexandria in 2002 was a historic moment that brought back to life the spirit of the ancient library and embodied an ancient dream of scholars and thinkers around the world. With support from UNESCO, this global center for science and knowledge has been revived in Alexandria, Egypt. The new Library of Alexandria possesses modern techniques and advanced technology, making it the first digital library of the 21st century. The library can accommodate more than 8 million books, and includes specialized libraries, museums, research centers, and halls for exhibitions and various cultural events. The new Library of Alexandria seeks to be a center of knowledge, tolerance and dialogue, and is considered a window to the world on Egypt and Egypt to the world. The library aims to promote culture, education and global understanding, and encourage research and innovation, making it an important place for study and cultural exchange.